So I'm kind of expanding on videos I want to talk about, and honestly, like one of the things I'm always finding myself interested in is drama. Yes, I know people are probably going to be like, Dystra, don't invest in drama. Don't do that. But it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere, and I love seeing it. However, there are times when I'm looking at drama, right, and I'm looking at some of these guys, and I just kind of sit here and be like, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? Right. And I've known of this situation for a while, and I've talked about it in a previous video before when it came to some of these weird ass takes, which is pretty crazy. I'll link the video, and I'll also put a little thingy like right up there. I think it is. But this is a video about a certain Gacha god. Yes, I alluded to this in my reactions video for the Augusta and Iuno reaction animation stuff, and I really just want to talk about this guy. I'm talking about Tuhu. And for those who don't know Tuhu has been doing content creation for a while, it seems. He's been a gacha connoisseur for 8 years, which, bravo, buddy. I'm glad you've been doing it for 8 years. If we want to really get into it, I've been doing it for 10 plus. I'm not very proud of it. Like, the first thing I really want to talk about is, like, yes, he's been doing gacha for a very, very long time. And so have I. I've been a content creator for about 10 years. And most of my time, gacha has been a primary staple of this channel. For those who don't know, when I first started this channel, I was really trying hard, more so to be a variety channel with Destiny, Fallout, all this other stuff, playing games I like to play. And I'm not saying I had the best strategy, but I was gaining some people. But once I switched to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, things kind of changed, and I started gaining a little bit, and then, you know, I switched over to Genshin Impact, and lo and behold, here I am doing multiple gachas and all that other stuff. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I deserve praise for what I do, right? But what I am going to say is that I feel as though I've stayed relatively humble and very real with everybody, right? This guy, not so much. This guy is literally a locale of gacha. And again, you could say I'm a locale. You could see all the stuff around me and be like, wow, this guy calls himself the gacha grandpa. He's a gooner and stuff like that. But let me ask you this. Have I ever once said that I am the godliest gacha player in the world? Have I ever sat there and said, hey, let me go ahead and get a job off of this person's thing? Oh, wait, no. Oh, well, you're a loser type of thing. No, I have my own, I'm a part of my own, you know, thing. I have my own job. I do stuff outside of, you know, recording. This is a hobby that I like to do. I want to make it big. It would be great, you know, subscribe, baby. But yes, I do want to mention that Tuhu here, this guy, likes to be as delusional as fuck. And I'm gonna keep it a $1.50, right? You know, this guy, and you could see that I've watched a couple videos, mainly the drama videos, but I've seen some of these dolphin logs that he does, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna keep it a $1.50, bro. Like, I'm punching up. You have way more, you know, reach than I do in regards to the space, but I'm gonna be straight up with you, dude. These dolphin logs, whale logs don't do well. These do just as well as like most of my videos. Like, most of my, well, not really. My videos have been kind of down lately, but the fact that you could see the contrast, right? He does this video. He does a delusional gacha takes, which I think is probably his bread and butter, even though he's just as delusional. And we're going to get into that. We're going to react to one of his videos. But you could see the contrast, right? You could see that there's the delusional gacha takes, and then you see all these dolphin logs and stuff like that. Some dolphin logs do good. Like, look at this one, this Aether Gazer one. Good for you. But you could see that the delusional gacha takes, and it's like this stuff where he's going after Tectone, which, by the way, big shout out to Techie, right? Techie, he actually tried to help Tuhu as much as possible. For those who don't understand, Tuhu went to Tectone because Tectone, you know, covered him one time and offered him advice, helped him out, basically was trying to like help him become a bigger, gacha content creator. But unfortunately, Tuhu flew too close to the sun and started asking for a job at Mythic. Started being weird as fuck with people, and I think that's the general circle of some gacha players. I'm gonna keep it straight with y'all. Most gacha, like CCs, have a hard time understanding how to talk to people, and they don't know how to be an actual human being outside of the gacha. Like here, I'm not gonna sit here and claim that I'm a normal human being. I have my own anxious tendencies. I have a hard time when it comes to responding to people. Sometimes my mind just goes blank and I can't help that, right? But I will say this, that I'm usually able to communicate with somebody and have a general conversation that doesn't involve gacha. This man does not. Like, this man plays 15 different gachas, right? To put it in perspective to y'all, I'm gonna say it from me. I play Genshin, Wuwa, ZZZ, Uma Musume, Nikke, and I think that's it. And then I might cover like Neverness to Everness, Silver Palace, all that stuff, whatever. This guy's playing 15. Like, bro. And it just bothers me because this guy's got a dolphin log and a whale log on all these different games like Genshin Impact, HSR, Wuwa, Aether Gazer, ZZZ, Girls Frontline 2, Arc Knights Global. Like, what else do we got? Fate Grand Order. That game's not cheap. That game's not cheap at all, brother. Like, let's keep going here. Do we have any more? Or does he only cover these ones? I guess not. I know that he picked up Uma Musume, but, it is what it is. But my whole point is that how is brother able to actually afford all these accounts and not have a job? I don't think he's pulling that much. Like, this isn't to be personal against him, but it's just baffling. And I always say this, when you're playing gacha, you have to understand that you're gambling and using your money, right? And I get that. Don't go over your means. I am able to pay all of my bills and everything with the gracious job that I have. With the job that I am lucky to have, I'm very happy with the fact that I can, not whale, but dolphin on Genshin every once in a while. Well, no, not Genshin. I haven't whaled on Genshin since, like, what was it? The fucking, the Cloud Retainer stuff originally. But Wuwa, ZZZ, and then Nikke, I buy the costume. So those three, Wuwa, ZZZ, Nikke. That's really it. But the fact that this guy looks to be doing a bunch of spending and doesn't seem to be getting that much revenue, and the reason why I say that is because if you look at his views, right? His views are not that great. In retrospect, sure, he has a big viewing video like this 26K one where he calls out Tectone, Saint Tontas, and everybody else, which is a stupid freaking video. If you want me to react to that, please comment down below. I will actually go full react, and I will dissect whatever takes I can. And then you have the delusional gacha takes here with the 3.6, but then you have like videos that are doing under 1,000, which is like 860, 494, 703, 363, 360, 228, 239. And this is like all throughout. Like, this is his whole thing with the logs and stuff. And maybe he's doing good on streaming. Maybe that's the case. We go to his lives, we can see he's got 1.2, 800, 1K, 2.4. It's literally almost a mirror image of what he's pulling for his vids. So to me, I'm just not understanding, like, if he's asking for a job with Mythic from Tectone, and then split off from that. Like, he fucked up in that regard. How are you pulling this much money to do 15 gachas? Like, I don't get that. And I'm gonna talk about this video as well, because I watched a little bit. And I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm not gonna watch the whole thing right here. If you want, we could do a reaction on that. Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to hear your opinions. But to me, I feel as though, like, this guy is so ingrained into gacha, he can't step away. Now, take me, for example. I have quit, I think, 3 gachas, or actually multiple gachas in my time. But I think there's like 2 main gachas that I quit that were kind of advertised on this channel. The first one was Dokkan Battle. And, you know, like, say what you will about Dokkan Battle, right? A lot of people don't like bubble popping, and that's fine. I enjoyed it because it did have a strategy to it. However, it got to a point to where there were certain events where you had to rainbow the unit to actually like get ahead until like what, 6 months later, and then you'd be able to clear that one, but a new one would come out, and then you'd have to do it all over again. You'd have to rainbow the unit, and then like it reruns like what, once or twice after that. So to me, it just became more of a it became more of a pocket issue than anything else. And then I quit HSR recently because I did not like the strategy of the global passives, right? Again, people could be all like, you're overreacting, but I'm going to tell you guys this from a realistic perspective. If they did it once, they're going to do it again, especially when it becomes part of like an actual system, right? And the global passive is a part of its own system. So there's going to be more of these. Like, wait until an anniversary, and you're probably going to see it on the anniversary characters. Or wait until, like, a big freaking, like, character comes out, and it's going to be like that. You know, maybe not like, you know, with Finan. Finan never got a global passive, I don't think. But I'm almost guaranteeing you that there will be global passives to keep on coming in HSR, and that's why I quit. So, to me, like, I'm able to, like, differentiate and be like, is this a game that I feel like I could still have fun while gambling? You know, because it is gambling. It's a horrible, horrible addiction, guys. And if you're able to control it and stop yourself from certain things, then you're good, right? I will say this. Some people are just so ingrained that they can't do it. And I think that this is what we got here. I think Tuhu just misunderstands what gaming actually is. Gaming is about having fun. And, you know, if you have fun with gacha games, there's nothing wrong with that. I have fun with some gacha games too. But you can't sit there and tell me that gacha is better than normal games or anything like that. I feel like there's like certain things about it. And I got to rewatch this. I really want to rewatch this and try and give it a perspective. But I feel as though like from the first couple seconds, like I'll even play it.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since I last did one of these. Today I want to talk about the comparison.
By the way, I'm not going to give him shit about the body pillows and stuff like that because honestly, like there's from what I could see, it's HoloLive, 3 HoloLive characters with Crony, Callie, and I can't remember her name at the end. So I'm not going to give him crap. The only thing I'll give him crap about is the little mini pillow. I think that's a little weird. But then again, I have Jane Doe in the background, you know, but she's a hot rat mommy.
Comparisons between gacha games and normal games, and why I think for the most part you can't really compare them outside of like very specific elements of both. Here's the context.
I mean, if it's a game, it's a game. You can compare them. It's regardless of if it's a genre or whatever, which I don't even think gacha games are a genre. I think it's just a monetization. It's really what it is.
About 2 months ago, I remember seeing some discourse online comparing Honkai Star Rail to Expedition 33.
Which you can, because they're both turn-based RPGs. One just happens to be a gacha game. The other is a full-fledged, great-ass game, which I still have yet to play. I've seen so much, and I really want to play it. I think I'm going to start playing it this week.
I intended to make this video a while back, but was busy with a certain other video. That was a fun one.
Which was a terrible take.
Wasn't it? So here it is. Like I said, I think comparing gacha games to normal games is a bad idea. Like now,
and I'm gonna stop it there because, to me, I feel as though if you're going to say that you can't compare 2 games because one's a gacha and one is not, I think that's stupid. I think that you can, because again, it's overall a game at the end of the day, regardless of if there's a gacha model to it or not. I hope that makes sense. Right? If the style of game is the same as another style, it is comparable. It's the same thing when people would like say, oh, Code Vein is comparable to Dark Souls, because it is. It's the same type of game. It's the reason why Genshin can be compared to The Legend of Zelda, not Ocarina of Time. I'm so tough. Breath of the Wild, right? It's the same style. Genshin took from Legend of Zelda. It's how it is. It's why you could compare Arknights to any other like tower defense type of game. It's the same reason why you could compare Wuwa to Breath of the Wild in some cases, right? It's the reason why you could compare, ZZZ to, like, you know, Devil May Cry. Like, dude, I think it's such a stupid take. It's a stupid take. Because all you're doing is saying, well, gacha games can't be compared to AAA titles. It's like, no, they can. They make more money than the AAA titles. I think it's very easily able to be compared. Because if you're making more than the AAA titles, it's easily comparable, buddy. Just you can't sit here and tell me no. You can't sit there and say that a game with similar styles can't be compared just because one is a gacha game. I don't know. I haven't watched the full video. To me, just that first statement seemed terrible, but I'm done. I need to stop ranting because ultimately I did want to keep this short. Tuhu is a classic case of cringe, lolcow behavior. And it's horrible because at the end of the day, like he had all this potential. He had all this potential. But he threw it all away. He legitimately did, being very stupid in regards to what he said. And I feel like a lot of gacha CCs do this. They get into this like whole bubble of like, as soon as they get a little bit of viewership, they feel infallible. They feel like they don't need to communicate. They don't need to freaking talk like a normal person. They don't need to worry about that. Like, we've seen it with so many different gacha CCs. Hell, you could maybe even say it about me, but I feel as though I don't do that. I feel that's just me. Maybe let me know in the comments. Do you feel like I'm like that? Like, I don't feel like I am. At the end of the day, I think it just goes without saying, Tuhu has a problem and he needs help. I'm just gonna be real. 15 gachas, bro. 15. Like, and you're wailing and dolphining on these, like, that's not a good look, man. And then calling yourself the god of gacha, that's not a title you should be happy to have. That's not a title you should happy. That's not a title you should be happy to have. Like, make it a funny title. Like, hell, I call myself the gacha grandpa because I'm old. I'm not like over 40. Like, I'm mid-30s, but still, like, bro, come on. Come on, man. Like, oh my God. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. If there's a video you want me to react to of his, so I can go in a little bit more. I do want to go in. I think that I have things that I need to say about certain CCs, right? And I want to know if that's something that people want to see. Because to me, like, otherwise, like, I have stuff that I want to do for the channel, and I want to do more of it. I don't think I'm going to stream as much on this channel unless people actually want it. But I want to focus on actually having fun with my content. And I have fun looking at crazy people, lolcow people. So, anyways, y'all, that's going to be it for today. Let me know what you think, and tell me if you want me to react more. All right? That's going to be it. Love you guys. Bye!